Happy Tuesday!
Happy Tuesday. Yeah, we've just done our sprint planning for what we're doing this week. A bit of a change of pace. So we do still have the Coloring Voxels DLC that Jack's working on, 2 at once. So we'll be seeing more progress on that. We made Hexseed as well, just making some more progress on that DLC. But on that, we're mostly Coloring Voxels. Both Rob and Laura are going to be working on that. I think Laura's going to be making levels, I'm also going to be making the game work. That's me.
Yeah,
Pretty much the week.
I think you've took everything. It's like, cool, yeah.
Okay, so it's been a pretty straightforward day for me today. Just strictly on Coloring Pixels, working on both the Celebration DLC as well as the Zodiac one. I started this image over the weekend, which I was really happy with, a sort of an underwater level. Although I did forget that Lee had an idea of sort of theming each image around a past DLC that I have done, or maybe Lee or Rob have done. So I'm not sure what I would attach this to, maybe fantasy, but it was kind of just a one-off drawn over the weekend that I really liked. Another fantasy one I've been doing as well is this image here, which is sort of a bit more of a darker aesthetic. I thought like a lot of my images were a bit bright and vibrant, so I went for a bit more of a dull tone. Overall, I'm really happy with this landscape too. But then I jumped over back. God, I've done a lot of drawings today. I jumped back over to Zodiac. Where's my Zodiac images at? I think this is one of them here. And this is, I forget which one this is. This is not Pisces. Is this So yeah, this is the Virgo image. This is actually the only symbol in Zodiac that isn't represented by a sort of animal. It's actually by a woman surrounded by wheat. So it's quite hard to do. I don't typically draw many sort of human-esque characters in this amount of detail in pixel art. It's traditionally quite hard, but I think I'm quite proud of this one. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, so we hit a bit of a financial issue. So we're kind of struggling for cash at the moment to pay wages and things that we need. So we've been planning what we're going to be doing for the next couple of months. We had a sale in April. Jack's doing the Celebration XL DLC for May. And we're basically focusing on what we're going to do for these next 3 months here, because I think after this we should be okay. But it's just getting through this little period of yeah, it's 3 months. So we're going to be struggling. Yeah, so we've had lots of ideas. I think the idea we're going to go for though is we're going to do a Coloring Pixels compilation on Switch. We've done these a few times, but basically after Jack's done with this DLC, he'll be able to work on QAing for that. That should be fine. It should raise a little bit of cash. And this text project is a little thing that I had for a while. Where's the text thing? Yeah, we're doing that. Maybe we'll see. A little text adventure game that we've sort of got half done already, so we're going to try and see if we can get that out in June. Fingers crossed for Steam's Next Fest. And then of course we've got Coloring Voxels, and then we always do our birthday sales because it's the anniversary of the company going on there, so we should be alright. Coloring Voxels is going to be a lot of work, which is why we have to kind of do it in August. But yeah, lots of plans. Fingers crossed we'll make it through.
Hello! Today I spent time working on adding some things on this voxel level, the volcano one. I am thinking of changing the volcano to be a more suitable shape for the end result. I added some parrots, some fumes, I added a little hidden crocodile here, and a little hidden, well, it's massive actually, massive snake, and the giraffe. It's almost finished now. It will need some changes, and the ground will need breaking up a little bit so that when you play it you don't just get the individual trees on top of the ground, you also play little pieces of the ground. I hope I didn't make it too busy, but I think it'll be really fun to play.
So yeah, back on track with the Hexseed level creation. So slowly walk through them one by one. Just, yeah, get in there. So right now this is level 30. That's just been completed here. So that's this whole task finished, ready to be QA'd, and then on to this next one here. You can see that's the last one I've got set for this week as well. So I do manage to get this one completed, which I should do because it's only Wednesday. Then I'll be able to get ahead of schedule a little bit as well. So that's looking good.
Okay, so I'm taking a little break from the Coloring Pixels work today, and I'm actually getting back to work on Coloring Voxels. I need to fix up a lot of stuff in my medieval level here. There's been quite a lot of feedback that I need to get to. I've incorporated quite a lot so far, but there's still a little bit more to go. So one of the big things was splitting out the world into segments so that the floor isn't one big level. So you can see here now that the sort of every part of the level is now split off with the floor. So it sort of looks like a jigsaw puzzle. So if I go through them all split up nicely, so each part of the level has a floor to it now, so it feels a bit more satisfying when you build up the world all together. And little things as well, such as adding some bit grim, adding some coffins under these graveyards. I've done that. Rob suggested making the top floor of the house a bit more wider, a bit more chunky, so the bottom side is a bit more thinner. I think that's sort of traditional look towards these sort of old medieval houses, so that looks pretty good as well. And I've also added some stuff to the sort of what do you call it, the blacksmith scene as well. So there's a few more little things I need to do, sort of smoothing out these fences, adding a bit more foliage, just extra detail in some places to sort of fill up the playtime. So hopefully it won't take too long now. I'm thinking on the easier part now.
Okay, so it's been a pretty busy day, but I've managed to get Coloring Pixels Collection 6, which is part of our plan, sort of increase revenue. An update is required to launch. Ugh, of course. So yeah, anyway, all day today I've basically been installing new versions of Unity and the Nintendo SDK, because periodically they sort of like say that certain versions aren't allowed anymore, so I've had to upgrade to Unity version 6. But now, to get the game to work, I need to update the software, so it's fine. But we should be good for submission, and we did test it before the update, so I'm going to try and get everything submitted, and then I'll try and get the Switch working tomorrow, probably.
So I've been playing through the volcano level that Laura has made for Coloring Voxels, going through them one at a time, making notes. Got some notes here that I can put together in a bit of sort of constructive feedback. But the important bit as well, I was checking how long it was taking for each level. I was actually recording the time on my phone with the stopwatch. And I've added it all up, and that's roughly how much I can do. I didn't finish a couple of levels just because there is a bug with some of the levels. For example, this one. Well, not a bug, but something that I haven't implemented yet, is that we can't scroll along yet. So the level goes higher than I can actually play. So I didn't test that one fully. We haven't got the full time limit for those levels. So I've got an estimate of how long it took. But yeah, I'm going to put this feedback into Trello for Laura to look at, and then yeah, we'll see where we'll go from there and sort of getting the levels and what we hopefully think would feel right.
Today I've been working on 2 projects, so we've managed to get the Coloring Pixels Switch sent off. It's just waiting on a quick waiver to be approved on that, but Jack's actually got the game on Switch, and it's all like good to test, so he's taking it home to QA, test the levels, which is good. Other than that though, Coloring Voxels, so well, you can see the worlds are like actually properly in game now, so the actual levels themselves will only appear when you've actually completed the level, but the idea is just, yeah, you sort of build up the world one level at a time. It's just a matter of getting these things actually like the position set. I'll show you the work I've done on it today. It is quite bad. Yeah, so you just click load level to world, and then there's a bus. Load to worlds, and you get this sort of like editor view of what's going on. But for all of these levels, you have to manually place them, like a bit like jigsaw pieces. It's not really good. So I'm moving the camp level around here. It's really terrible. Maybe we'll be able to think of something, but at least we've got a system that allows us to place things properly now, which is what I was trying to do.
Today I also got some feedback on my volcano DLC. It was mainly about the grass being the same shade and not being very interesting to color. And I'm still getting used to the game designer part of Coloring Voxels game, but I'm sure I'll get used to it and improve. This is all a learning experience for everyone, including me. Lee said that the elephant was really fun to color because it's got some leftover color that's different from the outside, which is a complete accident. But I could add that for the other animals so that it looks like the animals have it inside. But yeah, lots to improve, and it will get only more fun and better and more full for people to enjoy.
Bubbly! It's Friday. We've reached the weekend.
Yep. Yeah, so thanks for watching. But as this video comes out, the Zodiac DLC will be coming out later today as well. So make sure you check that out. Store page is live, the DLC will be live later today. So make sure you check that out. And then all that's left this month is the Hexeed DLC. That's coming out at the end of the month. And then we also have the next Coloring Voxels DLC as well, right? The extra large one. So make sure you check that out. That store page is live too. There's a Discord competition running as well, so you can enter that. Hopefully that should be out by the time this video is out, hopefully. Maybe next weekend, we'll see. And yeah.
I haven't said anything yet. I was just didn't even say hello. Oh, I messed it up. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks to people who were watching the stream and stuff today. There were a few technical difficulties, but we got there. We got there in the end, didn't we? Yeah.